What's going on, folks, and welcome in to Talk Birdie here on Sports Tree Ltd. It is our season finale, the PGA Tour Championship going down at East Lake from Georgia this weekend. Wow, folks, this is exciting. The biggest payday in PGA history coming to you this Sunday. $18 million to first place, $6.5 to second, $5 million for third, $4 million for fourth, that seems kind of fair, and $3 million for fifth place. Holy smokes, the money's going to be pouring in, and every single player that is qualified for East Lake, qualified for this final, is guaranteed to make at least $500,000. Absolutely nuts. The course, well, we know what the course is. We've seen it as the final the last few years. Par 70, measuring 7,346 yards. Bermuda greens, big money on the line. Let's get into this layout. Donald Ross design here, and that's the key that we need to talk about. With every Donald Ross course, it's all about positioning yourself off the tee, and you need to avoid that rough, because the rough, it's thick, it's bushy, it's cut unevenly. The undulation on the greens, you're going to need to be able to control the spin, especially with how quick these greens are. There has been a lot of rain in the region as of late, so they could be a little bit softer, but more often than not, these Bermuda greens are going to be really, really fast in the south of Georgia. So, folks, after you've made that tee shot, you need to be able to scramble and you need to be able to clean up. Irons are going to be crucial, as I said, stopping those balls on the green with spin. Scrambling will be essential this week with the length that's in play. Almost 7,400 yards, only a par 70. Tough fairways. You're going to need to be able to get up and down from around those greens, and that's really where it comes in, right? Saving par to save ground on the field, and then cleaning up with the putter. That's what golf is. That's what championships come down to in golf, right? There's that old proverb, putting for show, or driving for show, and putting for dough. And that's going to be crucial this week. So who can knock it down? Who's got the hot putters? Let's get into the field this week. And before we get into the field, there's one player that we have to note, because this pick is out. It's Will Zalatoris. He's withdrawn from the FedEx Cup playoffs with a back injury. He hurt his back last week at the BMW Championship, and obviously it is still ailing him enough to keep him out. It's really unfortunate. Will Zalatoris, and that gamer that he is, will be out. But the positive news is that for PGA fans, we get many more years. Now, looking at the money list, first up, it's Scottie Scheffler. He leads going in. He's going to have a 10 under advantage, and it appears, well, that he's going to be in the mix all weekend. You give Scottie Scheffler a 10-stroke advantage entering, 10 strokes under par, entering a tournament. All he needs to do is play even golf, and he's going to be in the mix, and that's just average golf for him. Scottie Scheffler is not an average golfer. That's why he has this lead. So it's going to be really tough to take Scottie out of the mix. Coming off a T3 at the BMW, man, it's going to be tough to avoid Scottie Scheffler. Well, I think the likes of Scheffler and Cantlay will be tough to catch. There are a pair of golfers that I'm looking for that could potentially do it. And the first one is Xander Schauffele. He has not finished worse than T7 in 5 consecutive starts at East Lake Golf Club. He won the tournament in 2017 with a 12 under par score, and his scoring average on the Georgia track is an astounding 67.3. Since the end of April, he has 3 wins and 8 top 15 finishes with a T3 just last week. Xander's in great form, and another thing, he's a horse for the course. In 20 rounds played at East Lake, he ranks top 5 in ball striking, top 5 in tee to green and approach play. Scrambling stats, off the tee, accuracy, putting, everything that we just talked about that you need to be successful. Xander, he has the tools, and he's playing great golf. I like Xander to get into the chase and get into the mix this week. Another guy I like this week because it is a chase spot. We saw him give up the lead at the Open. It's Rory McIlroy. Rory can pin his ears back. He's starting 6 strokes back. 6 strokes back of the field, I believe. I believe he's starting at 4 under. Yeah, he's going to be trailing by 6 shots. He's going to have to attack those pins. He's not going to have a lead going into Sunday like he did at the Open. He's going to be thinking about it. Thinking about the Cam Smith stepping up and hearing those footsteps. This is going to be an opportunity for Rory to absolutely go out and shut up a lot of his haters and become the first ever golfer to win the Tour Championship 3 times. He's won it twice. He won it in 2016 and 2019. The first 3-timer. He leads the tour in the first round scoring average, so look for him to get off to a hot start and for Rory to be in the mix. Now, one guy that I think has an outside chance of contending. My sleeper pick for this week is Matthew Fitzpatrick. He's starting 7 strokes off the lead, 3 under par, and he seems to be peaking at the right time heading into the Tour Championship. He's finished T10 or better in 4 out of his last 6 starts on tour with a victory at the US Open. He's 27 years old. Not only that, his short game is impeccable. He enters the Tour Championship ranked 4th in strokes gained around the green and 1st in scrambling. He also ranks 5th in strokes gained tee to green and 8th in strokes gained off the tee. Those are all stats that we spoke of earlier. The one thing with Matt Fitzpatrick is, again, he's going to be starting 7 strokes off the lead. A guy like Scottie Scheffler just needs to have an average showing to get to 15, 16 under par. So it's going to be very tough for guys like Matt Fitzpatrick, but at 33-1, I think that's as far back in the field that I can go with consistency that I've seen. I think Rory, I think he's primed to get into the chase, as I said. I think Xander Schauffele is primed to get into the chase, as I said. But guys like Cantlay and Scottie Scheffler are going to be extremely tough to catch. Cantlay, defending Tour champ. He won last weekend. It's going to be tough to beat Cantlay and Scheffler. But as I said, folks, look for Rory to pin his ears back. Look for Xander Schauffele to go for a little more hardware over the summer. And Matt Fitzpatrick, the guy's a gamer. Folks, thank you so much for this amazing season. We got our best bets for you. But of course, as you know, all of our picks, all of our golf picks here on Sports Tree are brought to you by the Bogey Club. Make sure to play around today. All right, folks, we just spoke about Matthew Fitzpatrick as our sleeper pick, but we're also going to couple up with him as our best bet, and here's why. It's quite simple. Short game, coupled with the fact that he's a proven winner in pressure situations, and it's plus money. You can find the line at anywhere from plus 125 to plus 180, depending on what sports book you're looking at, and I love that line for Matthew Fitzpatrick heading into this week. That's your best bet, brought to you by the Bogey Club. Folks, our new website is coming. We are already loading in content as we speak. The team is grinding on the back end, and we are so excited to launch for you in September. Hopefully, we'll be right around the NFL start, for the start of the NFL season and the start of the next PGA season. So we'll be coming to you. We'll be coming at you like Cleopatra. An absolutely beautiful display of sports and everything that you need to keep you in the loop. Folks, I'm Connor Roundtree. We'll talk birdie to you next season.